Hey folks, this is BestInSlot with a brand new park management guide, this time focused on enclosures, specifically the aviary and the lagoon, and it does include the identity of that mystery aquatic creature, unfortunately. Let's get started. I'm just going to play through the whole thing once and then we'll discuss it along the way.
To ensure the welfare of your prehistoric animals and attract even more guests to your park, 2 additional enclosure types will be available to house the new avian and marine species, the aviary and lagoon enclosures. The aviaries offer modular construction, allowing you to craft dynamic enclosures, viewing galleries, and hatcheries, making these giant domes the perfect place to safely secure and view your flying reptiles. Lagoons are new, impressive, modular aquatic habitats. They can include a marine hatchery and a viewing gallery, which offers a spectacular experience for your guests during feeding time. These additional enclosures and animals will offer your parks new opportunities and new challenges.
Right, so we'll get to the aquatic in just a bit. Let's knock down the volume and we'll just take a little look through, see if there's anything else we can spot along the way. So this is, of course, the same image we saw the other day with that mystery aquatic. This is the temperate environment shown in nice detail. You know, it's good that we're getting a decent look at it. There isn't too much to point out. The aquatic really is the big reveal. Of course, the information in these guides is nice in a way, but it's never new information. It's literally just, this is a thing that you've known about for 6 months now. But it's a nice look at the park. We've got a really interesting path here with this crisscross kind of shape. We've got an interesting little shop over here on the left, which looks like maybe a spa or a swimming pool or something like that. And we can see some of the other decorations in action. We've got the table and chairs with the umbrella up and down. 2 types of umbrella formation. We have a tree over there decoration. We've got these little lights you can place. Flower beds, stuff like that. Lots and lots of decoration options. And rocks, more importantly. So, that is indeed... Now, a few of you did suggest this in the comment section of the last video. It must be worth pointing out. I did think about this as well. Although I hadn't come to that realization by the time the video went online. But what we're seeing here is, if you look at this sort of tail bit over here, that is indeed the fin that we saw in the image last time around. It's the same paddock at the end of the day, it's the same lagoon. And it is the new mosasaur. It's, I'm going to say it's a Tylosaurus. We don't know what it is quite yet, but we're assuming it's a Tylosaurus. But the point is, that's the creature we saw. So it's not a mystery new ichthyosaur, although I'm still hopeful we're going to get a mystery new ichthyosaur. It is indeed the mosasaur, as some of you called. And I do want to apologize very quickly. I don't like unduly getting people hyped up. I really didn't make this connection, and when I did, I thought they were a different shape. You know, it was a mistake on my part. I'm not wrong very often, but when I am, I'll admit it. So I was wrong, and I made a mistake. And we get to have a little look at it here, so we can kind of see it. It's you know, we're going to get a different view throughout the whole thing, so we'll come back to this. But that is off another proper look at it. The first look above ground. Above water, I should say. It's definitely smaller than the Mosasaurus, a lot skinnier. It's got like a longer sort of snout. It's a little bit more pointed in design. It's got this kind of humpback kind of shape going along the back. No dorsal fin. What we were seeing was the tail fin. It also has a striped pattern you can just about make out going along its back, which is pretty interesting. I think this is a great looking image with the truck tour ambling past in the distance as well. We've got an Allosaurus exhibit over here on the left hand side. Another look at it. You can kind of, that is what we saw basically, that right there. And again, people did call this as the mosasaur, as the hopeful Tylosaurus dives under the water, the tail is left up a little bit longer. Somebody mentioned this, and I'm wondering if it's true, because I remarked upon this in my gameplay. I'm wondering if this water is either dependent on location or editable somehow, or if they've simply made it brighter, because it seems a lot easier to see your aquatic creatures than it did when I first played the game. It was very difficult to see deep into the water, but you can see quite far now. Ladies and gentlemen, I spoke too soon. We have a forum post, which usually they're just like, you know, little supplements, but there's actually some really exciting information in here that directly addresses something I said myself the other day. So this is a little introduction, and it's going to talk about the enclosures for our dinosaurs. Let's just read the land dinosaur one, shall we? Your land dinosaurs are kept inside fenced enclosures. Most of them are sociable, get along well with other species, but some will need to be kept to themselves for their own safety and the safety of others. Triceratops and Stegosaurus should be kept apart, for instance. We already knew that. There are many types of fences and walls in Jurassic World Evolution 2, from your basic steel to concrete and electrified. Their appearance varies depending on era or theming you choose for your parks, and different fences are needed for different dinosaurs. Keeping your dinosaurs happy and comfortable is your primary objective. You'll need to customize their enclosures using plants, food and water sources, and ground types. Unhappy dinosaurs will grow restless and try to break out. Large theropods like T-Rex and Quanjusaurus will usually try to headbutt fences or gates in order to break them, whereas Stegosaurus and other Thyreophorans, bloody Nora, will likely use their tails. This is it. Smaller theropods like the Dilophosaurus and VELOCIRAPTOR will usually try to climb non-electrified fences in order to escape. I literally said in my video the other day that I really wish the raptors would try to climb out of their enclosure, and here it is, just a day later in writing. Incredible stuff. Super excited about that, to see our small and it makes sense for the small theropods and really nobody else. But it's very, very cool that it's in the game. Now, it is only on non-electrified fences, because they don't want to climb electrified fences for fairly sort of obvious reasons. That was English. But if your power goes out, suddenly you might have all your raptors climbing up out of your park. That is so... I'm so excited to see that. That's going to be awesome. Fences, gates, and dinosaurs have specific security ratings. If a dinosaur's security rating is higher than a fence's, it will be able to destroy the fence and then run rampant throughout your park. If a fence's security rating is higher, your dinosaur will still try to break out, but won't be able to destroy the fence or gate, injuring themselves in the process. Again, another thing I mentioned, we thought this is how it was going to work. Good to have confirmation. You'll then need to dispatch your MVUs to provide medical attention. A fence will never kill a dinosaur, can cause some harm. Gates can be attacked and broken gates won't close properly, making escape easy for any prehistoric land animal looking to get out. That's pretty cool as well, because we've seen in the past, people have commented, well, you know, we've got all these new fence mechanics, we can't cheat like we did in the past. Let's just cover an enclosure in gates and they'll never break out. No longer the case. Electrified fences act as an extra deterrent against attacks, but they need additional power in order to deliver an electric shock. If they don't have power, they will still act as a regular fence, but with a lower security rating. Velociraptor and Dilophosaurus won't climb electrified fences, but will instead attack the fences directly using head or body, but if the fence loses power, they may try to climb it. Aviaries. Flying reptiles will be housed in aviaries. These dome structures are modular, linked together, letting you build unique and dynamic enclosures. Hatcheries and viewing galleries are attached at predetermined points. You'll need at least one hatchery per enclosure, so your ranger teams can perform their ranger scans and report back to you about your flying reptiles. Multiple flying reptiles can live in a single aviary. You'll need to make sure they have enough space for their territories. Like with land dinosaurs, they also have wants and needs that have to be met in order to keep them comfortable. You can modify the aviary interiors with ground types and plants and other greenery, and you'll need a fish feeder or two in order to keep them fed. Unhappy flying reptiles might try to escape by smashing through the domed ceiling. A new feature to aviaries is that guided tours can now pass through them. Very excited about that. Provided there are entry and exit gates attached to the sides. This will provide your guests with a more up close and personal view of your flying reptiles, sure to leave them awestruck. All good news so far. Very curious what we're about to hear for the aquatics. Lagoons are new modular aquatic habitats that house your marine reptiles. Like with aviaries, lagoons are modular, can be expanded at preset points, hatcheries and viewing galleries are attached at predetermined points, and your ranger teams will link up to perform ranger scans of marine reptiles. You'll need at least one hatchery, blah 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 blah. Your lagoons can't be entered by guided tours, but monorails can pass by or over for increased dinosaur visibility. Very cool. The viewing galleries can be lowered below the water so your guests can see them up close in the natural habitat. Attach a shark feeder to any lagoon housing a large marine reptile like the Mosasaurus does imply that others will be able to do it as well, to give your guests a spectacular sight around feeding time. Smaller marine reptiles are happy with fish, don't forget to add a fish feeder. Okay, hungry marine reptiles won't be able to escape. I think we saw that coming, but they will die of hunger if left without food for too long. It's Mosasaurus. A single lagoon can have several marine reptiles. Depending on the species, it might be a good idea to keep them separated. Larger marine reptiles might just try to eat the smaller ones. Damn it. I was hoping for something, but no, it's not going to happen. But so it does seem that there is no breakouts for our lagoons, which is very much unsurprising. Your creatures will just die instead. Maybe they'll be angry. Maybe if you've got an angry Mosa, it'll hunt more and kill more. Stuff like that. But raptors climbing fences is really the big news for today. So, yeah, wow. Discuss down below. Let me know what you think. I'll go again. Thanks for joining me. Cheers, but as always, bye-bye.
Reaching out.